Bonjour. Hello?
Hello,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. So great to meet at the breakout session. I was happy to hear that you would be our special guest.
Thank you. Well, I wasn't expecting to be the only one. I was expecting more people, but
No, I think it hasn't like technically started. I just took advantage of the fact that you had written a message to just do like kind of a test before you know participants started arriving into the room because technically like the breakout sessions haven't started.
yeah. So I just
So
talked to, I don't know, other people are gonna hear us, but anyway, I just talked to Alejandro. I have another meeting at 2, and I'm kind of, I can be late for that for like 15 minutes, but not more than
yeah.
that. So
Mhm.
unfortunately, I have to leave in the
Yeah.
middle of it.
No worries. Like, I mean, on my end, it's there's really no problem. So
Okay, cool.
you can leave whenever you need to leave.
Okay.
All right.
By the way, you have a beautiful hair. I never saw you.
Thank you. Every once in a while, I just
Okay,
and there you go.
cool. So maybe we will leave for the moment. Let me
Yeah,
know when we should start. I mean, just message me in the chat. I'm online. So.
sounds good. I mean, I think as soon as they kind of wrap things up on the main stage, I'm gonna come back to the
Okay,
breakout session.
sounds good.
Okay. See you
Okay, see
later.
you. Bye.
Ciao. Hello. Hello.
Hi.
So I saw that we have one person called Annie Zheng. I'm just going to see if she would like to join. Annie, can you hear me? Do we have any people? So it looks like we have 8 people watching this breakout session. So if you would like to join and to participate, I would really encourage you to do so. All you have to do is ask to share your video and audio, and basically, I would like to welcome you to the panel. So welcome, Orly. I'm going to be adding you as one of our participants. So Orly, can you hear me? Are you able to share your audio and your video?
So do you hear me? Yes, I am in. Okay.
Great.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Sorry, I have eye problems. That's why too much computer. That's why I'm wearing my sunglasses. But you are astonished, both of you.
So, Orly, tell us a bit about yourself. Where are you based? What organization are you with?
Well, actually, I am based in Montreal, and
Okay.
Okay. I was until the COVID-19. I was 80% of my time mentor and coach for startup, mainly in IT, and I was a member of the jury for Startup Fest and other hackathon. But 20% of my time was dedicated to giving laughter wellness sessions to corporate organization, etc. But since the COVID started, I will say 90% of my time now is dedicated to give laughter wellness mindfulness sessions to organization. It's a secret. This contract is not signed yet, but I've been approached by Linux Foundation to give a session to 10,000 people. The contract is not signed yet, but they approached me. I am going to send them some videos of my session online. And I am also working on an app where I will create a kind of wellness, lean wellness circles, where in university and other places, people can organize themselves and every week decide to dedicate that to their wellness. And there will be workshops, not being with me. It's already like, I have a concept. Let's just, one step at a time. My brain is working very hard those days. Everybody's complaining about COVID-19 that they're getting bored. I can tell you, I would like to relax sometime.
Yeah, I completely understand you. And so I was just wondering, what are you looking forward to getting out of this event today? Like, do you see any kind of takeaways that would be interesting for you as an entrepreneur, as someone who works in the wellness and the health space?
Yes, actually.
And by the way, all the other people who are viewing, please feel free to join if you would like to ask to share. You are more than welcome.
Okay.
Sorry, I just wanted to let everyone know. But go ahead, Orly.
No problem. So now what I wanted to say, that's how I got Linux on approach me, because I was on one of these IT events, because I am still an IT person coaching like startups. And I mentioned we were getting bored at this session. So everyone went on the chat and we were like writing silly things. And I say, well, may I do laughter awareness workshop? And she answered me, well, can you give that to 10,000 people? That's how it started. You know, that means like, it's not because you are in the IT or you are in serious events that you don't want also to improve your health and how do you say that, have fun.
Absolutely.
And this kind of workshops was very well incorporated. I used to do it face to face, but now I am doing online. And in online, what I like that is that I give it online to people from France and the US. It's not only Montreal downtown.
Right. And so I'm wondering, do you feel like there have been measures taken in the ecosystem to you know, that you'd like to highlight in terms of tackling the COVID-19 crisis? So, for example, I've heard about several initiatives in supporting the wellness and the psychological health of entrepreneurs. Do you know of any other similar initiatives, or, you know, what do you find exciting that's going on, like in terms of the ecosystem on that front?
I didn't find so many. To be frank with you, I heard a lot of conferences, but no practical workshop, very serious workshop. As with my workshop, it's instant increase of your immune system. When you talk about COVID-19, you are generally talking about your immune system being attacked. So by doing the session, practicing laughing for no reason, just let us try it, just the three of us. I will tell you, I don't tell joke. Only say 1, 2, 3, laugh. Oh, wait. Well, you need to want to participate. It's like a person, if she wants to help herself, she decides to participate. She doesn't want, maybe she has other ways of helping herself in increasing her immune system and in being happy instantly. As I could see, like your name is Farah, right away you just laugh because you were waiting for that. And I knew MS, I don't know your name, you were reticent. And what happened is that when you decide to participate by seeing the other people laughing freely with no joke, however, they communicate with you. That means it improves your wellness because already you have people sending you good vibes. So don't worry if you didn't laugh at my injunction, you will one day, just by hearing Farah laughing. But a smile, you see, look at the big smile she's having now. Oh my great, what a beautiful smile you have.
Sorry, I guess yeah, I have to go to my next meeting, so yes. I'm already late for that for 10 minutes, yeah. But I guess the session gonna go pretty well. So Farah, good luck, and nice meeting you, Orly and Alejandro. I have to go. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and well.
Mazda, thank you very much.
Smile. Keep it for your next meeting.
Bye.
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 Hi, hello, Orly.
Bonjour Alejandro.
Bonjour, ça va
Je
très
vais
bien.
de soleil
Je te
parce
re-
que I am wearing my sunglasses. I am afraid to put too much light on you.
je te
Actually,
rec-
my eyes are
ouais.
having problems.
Je te reconnaissais
I have
pas,
problem with my eyes.
désolé, je te reconnaissais
Tu me
pas.
connaissais pas?
Mais maintenant, je
Okay.
sais.
I come now incognito on this meeting.
Yeah, go ahead, Alejandro.
I
just wanted to ask if we had any other people. Like, I can see you guys watching us. There's 10 of you in the, in my little moderator screen that I can see. So I would just like to really welcome you to, if you'd like to share with us who you are, what you do. Please, really feel free. We would love to hear more about what you guys are doing and what you're looking forward to today from the life sciences and healthcare perspective. So yeah, if anyone wants to join, just ask to share your screen, your video, and tell us a bit about yourselves. In the meantime,
the people who are hearing, I want to tell them that I am from Club de Rire de Montréal at gmail.com.
Okay, got it.
Okay, I need to go, but I just stopped by to say hi and check that things were working fine. I'll leave you, Orly. I'll leave you in really good hands with Farah and everybody there. Don't be afraid. Just join the conversation with Farah and Orly.
Yeah, thank you. Bye. Alejandro.
Bye, Alejandro. Yeah. So yeah, really, I was just about to ask you. So, what do you think we would need as a healthcare and life sciences ecosystem? What do you feel like would be interesting initiatives to continue fostering innovative collaboration and innovative initiatives as well? Like what you're doing on your end. Do you have any ideas about that?
I think that we should really encourage people, especially now that we have seen that the medication has big side effects. Like, let us talk about the autoimmune people who are autoimmune. They are taking they were taking some medication which were supposed to save their life, and now this same medication is putting them in danger because of the COVID-19. Their autoimmune system is not working anymore because of this medication. I am talking because my doctor gave me this kind of medication. I was having side effects. I'm very glad I stopped it in December. I was then able to ski the whole winter, not anymore like flu or this vaccine. But now he doesn't even propose it to me because also people who was taking this kind of immunosuppressor medication, they are in danger because of the COVID-19. So what I think that the community should think is about creating other alternatives which are not linked to big pharmas. Because the medication I was taking cost $50,000, and per year for the government and for the citizens, the taxpayers. So by looking at some alternative, and I want to promote my alternative because several people told me and it's written, there have been researchers all over the state. You can go and look for laughter wellness, laughter yoga. That's how all those things can do the same as some medication people are taking. That means if you take it earlier, when you are too sick, no, you don't have the choice. You have to go to visit your doctor. But if you do it as a prevention, then this increase your immune system, this creates endorphins, make you happy. And it's not only laughter wellness, mindfulness workshop. You take Pilates, you take yoga, you take mindfulness meditation, you take all those things help and increase your immune system.
Absolutely, and there's this focus on having collaborations and innovations from the prevention standpoint as well, I think is also something that maybe is not considered as often. Like I think a lot of times we have a system that's focused a lot on treating existing illnesses or medicating, first, rather than looking at the more holistic way. So that's a really interesting, path in which the ecosystem can look for more opportunities to collaborate and to innovate.
Yes. Thank you, Farah, for your encouragement.
Of course,
support.
I think it's really important. But yeah, so I don't know if Asfar, are you still on the list of viewers? I have, a few other people that are watching us, and again, I'm just going to repeat: you're more than welcome to just jump in and tell us about your projects, what you're working on right now. What's exciting to you in terms of opportunities to collaborate and foster innovative ways of working together for the healthcare and life sciences ecosystem.
Actually, if I can add something, I am looking
Of course.
for some volunteers who have developed some apps, because
Mm-hmm.
I would like to create this wellness circle. But I have some ideas because I work a lot also, as I told you, with startup, etc. And it would be on a volunteer basis. That means actually people who are, how do you say that? I would say who have some free time. The busy people, if they want to join or give some help, it's okay. But people also who have some free time. So I need some volunteers to guide me and look what is around for me. And because this application I would like to develop is to empower people with their well-being. That means it's not me only who will give them session and make them 1, 2, 3 laugh, Farah. They won't need me anymore with this circle, because they will take the empowerment and they will create it within themselves. I am thinking of a few modules, but I need some technical help.
Mm-hmm. I think that perhaps you might find something at Solidly Health. It's a startup that's working on health initiatives for entrepreneurs, and I think that you might find people who are willing to collaborate, or initiatives that might be.
Let me write it down. Okay, just make what do you call them?
I'm going to send you the link in the chat. So
okay, then. Okay.
I mean, you might find it interesting. I think it's really geared towards entrepreneurs, and
yeah, I will really love that. I already, you know what? I already pitched in front of technical people, like those kind of wizards who knows only the code. I've been a mentor for some of their events, so I just went there with my pitch on laughter wellness. And I was very appreciated and asked them for their help. So they are already working for that. So that's why every time I can ask for some help. Let me see. So where is solidity.co? So let me
solidity.co.
Control C. I will put it in my okay.
And so I think that they're working on several initiatives, but they are also, I mean, from what I understood, working with startups, and
yes.
So perhaps there might be something valuable.
I will say I've managed several projects myself. I've been working in the company, and I was a director of an IT school for a while. So I can at least manage the project, but mostly as a product owner. But I really need a team.
And the other thing I would like to share with you is that Montreal Invivo has a LinkedIn group for kind of an exchange. People who have a certain need, or other people who are offering a service, that kind of thing. We repurposed our LinkedIn group to do that. And there's also a kind of a talent link how do you call it? Not a database, but it's made with Airtable. It's a list of people who are willing to give their time to support on certain initiatives. So I can certainly share that with you as well.
Sure, oh, that would be so great. Actually, yeah. I was asking some friends in France, because in France, they are, how do you say that? They are more willing to share their knowledge, because knowledge is free there for in France. So when you ask for help, everybody wants to help, because it's not like here, you know, you have to pay for every time you ask a question.
Yeah,
it's a different mentality. So let me write down what you say.
So I'm sending you all of this in the chat.
So LinkedIn. So LinkedIn Invivo. Okay.
So I sent you the link in the chat to the feed directly, and I'm also looking, like, I'm just browsing inside our like bulletin board to find a link to that talent offer kind of Airtable document.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. And so this is kind of like a lot of what we do at Montreal Invivo is we try to support organizations and entrepreneurs in the life sciences sector with resources. We try to help them connect with the right people. So yeah, we're really happy to help with.
Are you yourself part of Montreal Invivo?
Yeah, I'm the director of enterprise development at Montreal Invivo. So I take care of everything that has to do with startup entrepreneurship.
Yes. Okay. We never met. Have you been at the Cooperaton? I've been a mentor there.
So I just started.
I was also facilitator on artificial intelligence conferences.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Social mission. Yes.
That's really interesting because I coordinate the strategic committees for artificial intelligence and for enterprise development. Yeah. I've only been here for 4 months. I started in January.
Because as me, when I was a member of the jury this summer for the Startup Fest, everybody just was using AI for to introduce their product. So at one time we said, don't mention any more AI, because that's the how do you say that? 95% of the services or products are with AI. So it's like using a pen to write down, so or a computer. So now it's everything. So and I've been a facilitator for several conferences, for two, mainly in AI in social mission, and works also on ethics. AI, ethics in AI with l'Université de Montréal pour la Déclaration de Montréal. So if I can give you a hand, you were talking about people who can share. I wouldn't mind like sharing with you, because I am quite strong on ethics, mainly in AI, because I've been very much involved in the ecosystem.
That's really great to hear. And so I actually have pasted the links to two initiatives. One of them is like a collaborative document website with all kinds of initiatives, volunteer database, that kind of thing. And another one is an Airtable called Talent Help List. So this is a tool where you can really sort by the kind of let's say expertise that you're looking for, where the people would be based, that kind of thing. So yeah. Hi, Amanda.
So I copied the link, and you have my coordinates. I think I did put them somewhere here.
I don't think I've seen them, but
I am going to put them here. And okay, let me just copy first the links that I wrote down.
And Amanda, please feel free. I would love to hear more about you, about what you do. If you'd like to, I don't know if you guys have any difficulty connecting or like to ask for to share your video and your sound, but I would love to hear from you guys and from you, Amanda, if you'd like to share. You can just request the sharing, and I'll accept you into the room.
de Montréal @gmail.com. Okay, so I give you my coordinates.
you. That's great.
So,
Super.
and I found out that if you are, how many people are actually on the call listening?
So it looks like we have 5 people right now.
It's okay, because if they are listening, that means that's how they feel comfortable. Maybe they are in their pajamas, and let them just participate. I know that because I give a laughter wellness session, and you often have like some people with their faces, but maybe I will say 20% of the people you just see their name or iPhone or something like that. But it's okay, you know, because in the COVID-19, sometimes some people do not want to show that their children are around, or you know, it's
or
not,
their pets.
yeah,
I have a very loud
pets who are jumping, or there is disorder in their room. Actually, it's a mess, you know, and they don't want to. Actually, they all can put a virtual background. But I don't know here. I know with Zoom you can put a virtual background
that's
to
true.
hide the mess in your room.
Yeah. So I
But
think
they can still participate to the chat. That
Yeah.
means at least we will know that they are listening. I'm encouraging the people who are listening at least to say hello and from which city they are.
Yeah, that would be a great idea. So, for example, maybe Amanda, you can tell us a bit about where you're based.
Okay, you see Amanda is
I'm
here.
sorry,
So she
or
has good
the
reason.
sound is kind of oh, okay, no problem.
Okay. So at least Amanda came out of the closet.
So, Orly, I think there's something with your sound. Could you perhaps that's
Yes,
great.
okay.
Much better.
Okay.
So if you have some other people on the chat, again, you know, feel free to jump in. I'm more than happy to let you into the room, share your story with us, what you're looking forward to getting out of these discussions today, what you've perhaps learned from the panels or the speakers that you would like to discuss. Great. So Amanda is a bridge builder between communities in academia, research, entrepreneurship, government, and the arts. Wow. PhD student in cultural psychiatry.
Oh, yeah.
Really interesting.
I already took her coordinates because she was on the main session.
Okay.
And I took her coordinates because I found that we will be a good match together. So Amanda, we're getting married soon.
So what's I'm not sure I'm familiar with the Health Innovation Initiative. Let's see, I'm just going to give that a quick search. Because I know that there are a lot of really great initiatives going on. But perhaps you can tell me more about it, because I'm not sure that I have that information. So is it an initiative? Oh, okay, got it. Okay, so we got it in this. Oh, yeah, I recognize this logo.
Actually,
yes.
At the Cooperaton, I've seen a lot of health initiatives. And at one time, I was even mentoring a team which was working on what they call emotions, reading. It was with a psychologist, a psychiatrist actually, who wanted to record the sessions with the people and to do and not go through the whole session of an hour just to get back with her students on a few moments where the person was sad or whatsoever. So it was about emotional recognition, just based on some your face movements. So I mentor. I don't remember if they really went over, but I mentor this team on the, and they were surely using artificial intelligence.
So this initiative that you're mentioning, where is it based? Did you say it was in Montreal?
Well, they were yeah, actually, it was a doctor from Montreal. She was a psychiatrist. What Amanda said.
So just to reply to Amanda's comment, the innovation initiative, I think that I had actually signed up to the Health Startup Day, and I was gonna go, but then I ended up having like some kind of weird work deadline or something, and I wasn't able to make it. But it seemed like a really interesting initiative. Yeah, on February 26th. Yeah, so I had signed up for that. It sounded really interesting. Okay. So we have 4 people watching right now, and so I know that there's Amanda, I know there's Orly. The 2 other people, would you perhaps like to tell us a bit more about you guys, who you are? Because I can see that you're there, but I don't know. I don't necessarily know who it is. And again, you know, you're more than welcome to join us on the screen.
Or on the chat.
Or on the chat. Of course, you're more than welcome to join on the chat as well.
As far as they didn't leave the room with the computer alone in the room.
Excuse me?
As far as they didn't leave the room with the computer alone in the room. So if they're not answering, that means they already left the conversation and forget their computer.
So I think we have a new person that's watching. If that person would like to give us a little shout out in the chat or to join our discussion, more than welcome. We're happy to have you here. Okay. And so I was wondering, one more question that I would like to ask is that if you were on a government level, what would you see as like a single action that you would take to accelerate innovation, like collaborative innovation, for the post-COVID-19 world? Do you have any ideas, or how would that look for you in terms of initiatives that the government could encourage or foster, or like launch their own initiative? How would you see that?
Looking more for prevention, because they are putting all the money now is only on big pharma, and they are not doing any prevention. And as we as taxpayers, we are really penalized, because there are a lot of actually solutions to help people. And sometimes the clinical studies that they are talking about, which are 100% proven, they are not, because most of the time now the medications they are developing are medication for life. And the thing is that by taking medication for life, that means like the person, they never study the effects of stopping this medication. And that's the danger, because they say all those very expensive medications we came out recently in the year, and I was one of the users. They are $50,000, $90,000, but they say it's a medication for life, but suddenly you have to stop it. But they never did any study of when you stop, what happened. And then that's how you develop neurological problems, eyes problems, and things like that. So it's terrible just to put money in the pharma, while they should at least encourage alternatives, and there are studies about those alternatives. That means like there are a lot of studies. You just have to look at, in the US, they are very advanced on that, on alternative study with are based on prevention. And instead of just thinking of curing, that means the more they wait until you are very
Exactly.
sick to help you.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I think it's a really good way to, you know, for the government as well to support this, perhaps more like this evolution in the way that we look at it. We have Amanda in the chat saying how, you know, there's a lot of opportunities in terms of bringing more social sciences and humanities to the life sciences, healthcare, entrepreneurship space, and like I think that there's something in prevention that I think is very much rooted in more the social sciences and humanities aspect, because it's not so much at the medical or, you know, the research level, but really in terms of how we operate and as a society when we're still healthy, what kind of activities, what kind of habits can be encouraged in at a population level, and what kind of initiatives could be launched to foster that kind of, those kind of initiatives and collaborations to bring that kind of initiatives to
Actually, this has been proven scientifically. I graduated from University of Berkeley in the science of happiness, and they went through a few things in order to make people happy, but all those things have been documented, clinically proved. They have like a lot of psychologists, they put encephalograms, they put things, and everything has been proved scientifically. It's just that it costs nothing, and that's why it's not implemented. But all those things that people, prevention and even curing, that people think it's not well documented, it's proven scientifically. Like gratitude, they show you in the science of happiness how people who experience gratitude, how they feel inside, how they feel. It increase their empathy, it's increase like their morale and their immune system too. You can even create oxytocin just by giving a hug to a person. Oxytocin is something that a big pharma cannot develop, because it's like mainly related to a touch, and it's a touch which I don't remember what the effects on your body, but it's just great. It's like a baby connected to his mom. You know, it's mainly oxytocin is known for that. But a person who hug, it creates also oxytocin, and this cannot reproduced in a laboratory. So, all those things have been proven scientifically, and needs to be more advertised.
Yeah, and actually this brings us to a really interesting question that Amanda has asked. So what are, and Amanda, please feel free to jump in as well. I'm just gonna, so what do we think are perhaps, what are some of our thoughts on the potential challenges around the kind of collaboration we would like to see between the social sciences, the humanities, and the healthcare life sciences sector to promote initiatives that go in the direction of, let's say, prevention or let's say pharmaceutical interventions. So like if I just jump in, like with a thought on this, is I would say perhaps one of the challenges is obviously there's always a bit of a silo kind of people, and I think organizations in general tend to do that, but there's a lot to learn from one sector to another. And Amanda, you're talking about how you are a cultural you work in cultural psychiatry. Hold on, let me just go back. Yeah, cultural psychiatry, which to me is really fascinating, because it really brings this link between the humanities and the really more scientific medical aspect of health, and especially as it relates to mental health. So I think that, you know, maybe the first step would be to just have, like, in these kind of events, discussions about how we can see those intersections. And yeah, so Amanda just has specified that her PhD her research is about you know, how people rebuild their lives following war, migration, trauma, how memory evolves over time. And you know what, I think that perhaps collectively it's something that we're going through, this time of crisis as well, where you know, it can perhaps be seen as how we can rebuild our societies, our lives in a more healthy way, in a more, let's say, collaborative way, that's holistic and takes into account various dimensions. So I see that Orly has perhaps left the session or stopped sharing her screen. I know that people that are viewing, again, you know, I would love to have another face beside me on the screen. It was really nice to have Orly, but please feel free, if someone else would like to request to share their video and have a chat. I'm more than happy to let you do that. So what Amanda is saying is that what you often see is within the different ecosystems of academia, entrepreneurship, and government, there are different expectations and perspectives of each other, and that prevent us from working together, with every ecosystem having their own jargon, their own priorities as well. And so I think that personally, I think that, yeah, there's a work to do of trying to build bridges, and I think that this work is more important than ever. And yeah, and Amanda is saying how, you know, many in academia don't want to be seen as selling out to business, and business may see academics as being, you know, kind of maybe a bit in their ivory tower, government being seen as slow. And so I think that this is this crisis that we're experiencing, I think is in a way breaking a few of these barriers that we see, where, you know, we see the governments being very reactive. We see academia being, you know, like more sort of collaborative and sort of working on initiatives collaboratively with startups or with the industry. The industry, you know, kind of being as well in a perspective of collaborating more. We've seen, you know, a few examples in the life sciences and health technologies sector, and yeah, and so I think it is an ideal opportunity to do it, and especially given the time that it's a crisis, everyone realizes that, okay, well, we cannot really afford to continue working in silos like this. So, for example, just to name a few examples of the pharmaceutical industry working together, we have like two big pharmas that are Sanofi and GSK that are collaborating on a vaccine. We have Biomérieux, which is the company one of the companies that makes diagnostic tests for COVID-19, that have shared their recipe for, I think, their reagents. So more open innovation initiatives, more focus on the solutions. And I think, yeah, what Amanda is mentioning, that the key being to find long-term solutions. And I think that that's absolutely the best way to go about it. But also, like, yeah, we're lucky to, in a way, have this context or this situation that sparks the initial contacts, without which I think that we might not have even had as much of an opportunity for longer term collaboration. So yeah, do we have any other people in the viewers? Do I know any groups of or individuals who are working on? Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Do I know of any groups or individuals who are working on this kind of initiative? Yeah, so like as I discussed, there are a few initiatives between pharma. There is, there are initiatives that are also on the AI life sciences side, where they're working collaboratively. Startups, governments. So I also know that there was, for example, a collaboration between, I think it was Mila and an organization that does a chatbot to support the life sciences, the healthcare system in processing all these questions that they're receiving. To help them, go through that kind of information and help the citizens with relevant resources. So I think that, I'm not aware of all the initiatives that might be ongoing to foster collaboration between startups, industry, academia, but I do know that they're it's very effervescent to the point where, I don't even know that I can keep up with all of the initiatives. We've actually on our website have listed several initiatives on the life sciences front. So organizations that are collaborating, that are working together. So from the research, entrepreneurship, and government side. So I'm just going to find this and send it to you in the chat in case you might find it relevant. Oh yeah, I also wanted to tell you, this is very interesting. The personal protective equipment. So Montreal Invivo actually just, excuse me. So what? Maybe others will have the chance to revisit, or parts of it can be used to make a summary. Yeah, for sure. I'll be happy to. I think that the chats are saved. If not, people who are watching, whomever, feel free to add me on LinkedIn. I'll be really more than happy to share these resources with you. Yeah, I'm just going to add one more link. If you guys want to connect, more than happy. Here we go. So yeah, that's our dossier on life sciences, all kinds of local initiatives that are ongoing, collaboration. So for example, we have, there's a Montreal startup called MIMS. They're working on an initiative called Pandemia. And if I remember correctly, it's to help, yeah, so it's a AI platform that integrates explainability, which often is an issue with AI models. But so this is able to explain why a certain decision is recommended rather than another one. So to have like une surveillance of genomic, clinical, geodynamic data in order to give public health professionals indicators that are associated with the efficacy and side effects of potential treatments and vaccines for COVID-19. So these are the kind of initiatives that we're seeing in Montreal. This is done also in collaboration with Mila. And yeah, there are some really interesting projects. There's also Hexoskin. Yes, scientific literacy in the general public is really something that we're seeing, that there is a need also for the ability to distinguish between different types of quality of news. There's a lot of fake news going around, a lot of information that's not super validated. There's also, so for example, I'm just thinking of this startup. They have an initiative. It's called Factually Health. I'm just going to type it out here. Factually Health. I'm going to talk about Hexoskin. These are a few initiatives. So Factually Health are building a platform to help detect fake news in as it relates to COVID-19 information. So I think initially they were already kind of a service to help people make sense of the multitude of information around healthcare that's out there. So there's that initiative by Factually Health. There's Hexoskin, who are working with I think another organization for biosensors. So biosensors being like, Hexoskin is actually the company that works with the Canadian Space Agency to have sensors on wearable items that will track the vital signs of astronauts and predict, whether there's some kind of change in the person's health, or what kind of what the vital signs might kind of indicate as far as a risk for something to go wrong. And so the idea is that they're developing something for COVID with this kind of technology that they already have. So just really interesting initiatives we're seeing in the Montreal life sciences ecosystem with lots going on. I can see what else do we have. So and I was just, Amanda, I was just wondering on your end, what kind of initiatives or what kind of what do you feel would be some initiatives that the Canadian government could be doing to help foster innovation and collaborative innovation for the post-COVID world? So really interesting point that you're making, to track what's missing from personal protective equipment. And yes, I'll give you a minute to type, but I'm just going to jump off of what you just said. For personal protective equipment, actually, so there are two initiatives that I know of that are ongoing. One of them is called Epigen. I'm just going to find it. Okay, well, I'll find it later, but essentially, it's an initiative to help our organizations, companies, schools, whatever, who are looking for personal protective equipment to have access to like a list of suppliers and what kind of equipment they have, etc. And Montreal Invivo, we just like last week received a grant from the city of Montreal from one of their calls for action related to the COVID-19 crisis. And the project that we're going to be working on in the next couple of months is to build, in collaboration with the Montreal Mode cluster, so M-Mode. The fashion cluster is also going to collaborate on this with us. So the idea is to build a list, a répertoire of suppliers who give or produce personal protective equipment, and in which quantities, what is the link, the precise link to the form that you need to go and click on so that you can just order your product. Because the thing is, a lot of companies, schools or companies, just like regular SMEs or whatever, they're not used to having to deal with these kind of suppliers. There's the whole question of, sometimes these suppliers have they won't sell you underneath a certain amount of personal protective equipment, so you need to have a certain volume. Or on the contrary, they only have a relatively limited amount, and so they're not able to supply the same way as, I don't know, a big supplier would. And that's also the rationale behind working with Montreal Mode, because in this new context, several organizations who used to work in the fashion sector have kind of reconverted some of their production lines, or have added some products to their offer, like masks or like the, you know, like blouses or whatever. And so these are two initiatives. One of them is by Plaquette, and the other one is going to be on our website. So yeah, if any of you guys are interested, you know, it's going to be shared on our LinkedIn as it becomes available. And so just to conclude, I guess, and I completely agree with Amanda on this point. What you see as the key thing that governments could do would be to stimulate initiatives that promote communication and access to information. And the good thing is that I think there are several initiatives that are ongoing on that front. So I would love to continue the discussion with you, Amanda, whenever you feel like it. I'm really happy to discuss. It's almost 3 o'clock. So if there is any other questions or comments, I'm happy to take them. Otherwise, I think that maybe we can try to wrap it up for in the next couple of minutes. So I'm just going to try to find the website for Plaquette. Okay. All right. So thank you so much, Amanda. I'm just sending you the website to the Plaquette page. And thank you so much for participating via chat. It was a pleasure to exchange you. And if we weren't able to see each other virtually, you brought a lot of really interesting points to the discussion. So thanks a lot for that. And yeah, happy to connect, you know, on LinkedIn or whichever you prefer I think so too. I completely agree. Here's my email. If you would like to connect by email. Oh, I always forget. I always put gmail.com, but it's not. That is not my work email. So. There we go. So yeah, feel free if you'd like to send me anything. And talk soon, I hope. Have a lovely day. Take care. Thank you. Bye.